To solve a problem, the best way is to ignore it. So if you have a problem in class, you can't figure it out, take a break from that student.
The Black Arch Protoss holster is the only hybrid-like holster that I can recommend. It does everything that a holster needs to do and is great for strong side carry. They're part of our holster consortium. Go check them out at the link in the description.
Walk away, let your mind be occupied with something else, walk the line, and it will come to you. The more you bear down, the worse it gets. Yes. You can feel it. You've tried too hard. You're driving them crazy, you're driving yourself crazy, you're creating a frustration with them. Let it go for just a second and come back to them. Anybody ever taken a walk and solved something? Taking a shower? That's how our minds really work. Sleep cycles are important for solving problems, and not thinking about it is important, okay? Enough of that. Know your purpose. So why do I practice so hard in the morning? Because I'm not a good human being if I don't. That is my structure, that's my meditation, it centers me for the rest of the day. It's not because I feel like I need to be the best gunfighter in the world. Frankly, with my skills now, there's not much I couldn't handle gunfighting wise. I'm not saying I can't be beat, but it's too high of a level already, and I'm at the edges and the fringes of stuff, and that's great, it's interesting. But I get up in the morning and practice because it rewards me. Not because I hate it, not because I have to do it, because it makes me feel better about me. And we're going to talk about autotelic behavior. If you're not getting that, your practice is incorrect. That's why you can't do it. All right? Working out is a reward. I don't enjoy it during it, but I feel wonderful for the rest of the day. Those are the things that we have to value. Okay? The problem is you're all cactuses living in a rainforest. It's a great quote I heard the other day. All right? What happens to cactuses when they live in rainforest? They get bloated, they get diseased, and they fall apart. Human beings were never meant to have this much abundance of food, water, activity, leisure. We need to struggle a little bit. We're happiest when we're struggling. So my struggle in the morning is that damn Stoic quote, you know, are you going to hide underneath your covers or be about the business of a man that you were dedicated to do in the morning? God damn, I'm going to jump up. And then if you've read With Winning in Mind, I told Shelly about it, and then she had to read it, and she was like, yeah, well, the Russians training today. What are you doing? Shut up, woman. It's accountable. She doesn't have to say it very often. And then sometimes I just take breaks. You know, I practice today, but I'm excited. So I'm modulating my excitement so I don't come in here and overwhelm you. And then I feel comfortable and confident. I never have a cold drill. I don't really believe in it. It's anxiety that makes us shoot poorly. And the further we are from the last practice, the more anxious we become, so the hands grip differently. There's a little fade off in skill, but not much. Like I had high-level athletes, the warm-up was more important to get them ready to fight than the mind was, because the body wasn't ready to do their thing. So they get injured, but they could fight right away, you know. Seek out new experiences. I think piloting was really good for you. It's a great new experience because here's the whole thing, but how much did you take from shooting to piloting?
Well, huge.
Yeah.
I mean, principles are immediately and universally applicable.
And that's how everything is in life. Your body's not special, movement's not special, your mind's not special. They work in certain patterns, and to get good at things, you can follow patterns to do it. Value learning above everything. That's the culture here. Hold yourself accountable. If you say you're a good instructor and you're not training or submitting to something else, even your own exploratory process, because at some point you're going to get high enough where there's not a lot of instruction. That's the real problem in the world. So then you create a peer group, you know, and as long as it doesn't become the circle jerk of helping each other, you help each other, not make each other feel good about yourselves. You work on it, you know. So I was sitting at a table, and this is not bragging, but I was sitting at a table, Scott Jelinski, Tim Herron, and AJ Zito, and I made the offhand comment, well, you know, I'm probably not the best shooter at this table, and Tim and AJ jumped on me instantly, said, no, you're really good at this, you're really good at this, you're really good at this, and you deserve to be sitting at this table with us because you're a really good shooter. But we make a comparative where we're not as good as another person. And some of us, you guys have all met this person, they run through life, they compare people in 3 categories. Either that person's better than them, is equal to them, or lesser to them. They won't pay attention to this one, they try to beat this one, and they hold this one in awe. So it becomes a problem for the rest of their life, all right? And if you're always seeking to beat the other person, you become bitter. And if you're seeking to improve yourself, you become resilient. It's a big difference. Hey, look, my mouth's open. It is a good picture. That's because a professional took it at the event. Really well done. All right. So I use this as my tagline. We all have them. It's another trap. It's important what you choose. It's something simple, but this tells you what I value as an instructor. I like to do things, I like to refine them, and I want you to perform at your highest level. That's all that matters to me in the long run. And if I haven't done it, like I'm on the how long does it take a concealed reload thing, just because I'm curious. You know, we don't have any real numbers on it. I only have a couple of people I can talk to that do it routinely. So I don't really know what a good number is. I got a pretty good feeling, and I'm trying to find that data. That's baseline dry and live. Now, what should your dry practice, what should the difference between dry and live be, percentage value? There is it. Yeah, about 10% is a good place to be. You ever heard somebody, yeah, you know, I've got a 3.5 second El Presidente. No, you don't.
Sure you do.
Tim Herron does, you don't. All right, you probably have a 6 second El Presidente or 5.5. It means you're not seeing the sight, so you're getting no value from dry firing. If you're not calling your shots during dry fire, you're missing the whole value of it. Because the absence of recoil makes calling your shots much better. The call should be binary. If there's any doubt, it's a what? Miss. So it holds you accountable to that. And then when you go and confirm your practice that you're in dry and live, it should confirm that and should be in a similar venue. You need to practice all three modes: accuracy and precision, speed and efficiency, and performance mode. If I had to rank these in order, it would be performance number 1 for me, accuracy number 2, and speed and efficiency number 3. I don't like speed and efficiency mode. I don't like to be rushed or hurried, even though I'm impatient and very quick sometimes. But so what do I practice first low? Like I shoot the core 4 as my warm-up drill, so I'm not afraid of it, because I was afraid of it too, you know? And that allows me, and then I've realized that I've got plus or minus about 8% on that drill. That's fine with me. I know I have a good performance and I'm good to go. How do you identify the problem? Yesterday you guys did that. So what's the easiest way to identify problems? To measure them, record data, and start looking. And then the second thing is do what? Talk to the person. Start finding out in the not interrogation, interview, that you're figuring it out, you know, that you're working on it. And then set a goal. Today I want you to set a goal. And it needs to be one thing. Don't make it 3 things, because you'll bifurcate or trifurcate the consciousness and they'll never be able to do it. Pick the thing that's going to value the most. So who did I talk to about draw? I think it's one of them. One of you guys, yeah, we talked about draw. So the first thing is everybody says, well, the reload counts the most on the core 4. Disagree, all right? If you got a plus 0.8 on every draw, that's 4 times. So that's 3.2 seconds. Can you take 3.2 seconds off your reload at 2.5 seconds? Probably not. So really watch the numbers overall. If you're a competitive shooter, transitions matter more than anything else. It's the biggest time crunch. Your draw doesn't matter. Your footwork really doesn't matter. Rob Latham proves that on a regular basis. You just have to shoot sooner, and you can't spend dwell time on things that don't matter. Now listen to that word, dwell time. That idea of 2 sight pictures means that there's an absence of information between them, and you're dwelling while you're not doing anything. And you should be doing something. If I can call a shot in advance, I can simply move to the next one. Or I keep shooting the thing until it changes. So it gives me a tremendous advantage in transitions. If every transition costs you a half a second, and there's 15 targets, it's 7.5 seconds. If you got 3 fighters and you got to put rounds on them, you know, tactical priority is kind of a funny thing to me. You know, shoot the one that's closest, maybe. Unless the guy in the back has, that's right. If the guy in the back has a rifle, it's key, you may get all the attention. It depends contextually on what I shoot. And that's the good thing about competition, is they change it sometimes to make it harder for you to predict. All right? Do the practice, assess how it worked, and then adapt for the results. What if you're not getting the results you want? Then your practice is flawed. You got to change it. And the sooner you do that, the less time you waste. So when those people say, I don't want to fail, they want to fail. You make sure they fail early and correct soon, instead of the other way. Continue failing. I've always hated that you know, it's a good saying, but I hate the way people use it. I hate platitudes in general. You know, the dumbest thing I've ever heard is it's better to be judged by 12 than carried or by 6. I was like, you ain't been in jail, brother. You need to go to jail, man. You need to go to real jail, and I'd rather be dead. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I said, people who never says that, people who've been to prison.
That's it. It sucks. It sucks. But there was a kernel of truth in it, right? It would be better to know the law and to act precipitously and save your life. It would be a better way to say this, all right? But it doesn't happen. We get into these things, and then that becomes, I'm in the group. You know, I get to say the words, so I'm in the group. You know, martial arts suffer from this, religion suffers from this, everything suffers from this. If you know the right key terms, you can signal to the mid-level and low-level performers that you know what they're talking about.